Hey guys, thanks for checking out the Bucked Up Podcast. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like and subscribe button, we have new episodes coming out every Monday and Thursday. Let's get into it.
It was at this moment that he knew.
He bucked up.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you have fucked up.
Some things in life you look for, and some things in life just like come to you.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like this
Facts.
podcast just like came to me. That's funny though, because I wanted to ask you about your business first.
About my business?
Your business. You rap about your cleaning business so much. Not so much. There's maybe like
I'm
two.
screaming.
It's like
I don't have a cleaning business.
don't you have a bar that you had a cleaning business at one point?
I did say like so let me tell you this.
All right.
I don't do the best at just picking words I said, like picking bars out of the middle of a song.
Oh no, I
I
understand.
have to go through the whole song. So
I swore because I thought.
I know what you're talking about though. I did say
Have you ever owned a
started
business
cleaning
in your life?
I own a lot of businesses, but I've never had a cleaning business.
Okay, I'm not crazy though.
You're not
I'm
crazy.
not crazy.
I know a lot of people with cleaning businesses, and I know the business of cleaning business.
That's mad funny. You said you own a lot of businesses.
Yeah, I'm into business. Like that's really my passion is like business and marketing, and like that's really my real passion.
That's the reason it all ties together what I was saying, because you had a couple bars about like the businesses you owned, and then like you trying to use knowledge you had in other fields in them, and then like coming into music after all that.
Right.
That's why I was like, oh, what did you think you were going to do? And what just came into place?
Okay, I get that. Okay, so
Right, yeah, I'm not totally crazy.
okay, so here's what happened. What really happened, I've been doing music since I was 9 years old, right? So somewhere around like 15, 16, the normal age, 14, 15, 16, you want money, like, you know, and I wasn't having money. So I needed to make money. So I just started to think of other things. So I started to get into things that would make me money that would still afford me to be a rapper. That's kind of how that went.
So the dream, okay. So the dream
was always to rap, but in the meantime, I won't say it wasn't working out. There were no outlets in Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like I did as much as I could at the time for what Buffalo was, because I've been rapping since I was 9.
Did you do as much as you could and then stop? Or did you do as much as you could and then you just kept doing this until where you're at right now? Was there like a break in there?
Okay, so we're going to have a conversation.
Exactly.
So it was like a mixture of both. Sometimes it was like this music is not making sense, like just because for me, just logically, anything else that I would have been doing as long as I've been doing music, I would have been that thing already. Like even if I was in medical school, if I was in med school since I was 9, I would be a doctor way before, like I would be well into being a doctor at this point. I wouldn't be a new artist. You know what I'm saying? So it was like sometimes where it was like, yeah, I'm not doing this shit because it's just not making sense for me growing as like I'm 21, like I'm 19, like I need, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I'm not going to keep doing something I've been doing since I was 9 and it's not working out. But I love this thing, but I also am finding love in this other thing I'm doing that's making me money type of thing.
Okay, that it is crazy how that artists are the only thing that you're right. Like if you spent 10 years in medical school, you know, at the end of it, if you stick to it, you're going to be a doctor, but you have to kind of have like a blind faith as an artist. Believe
in something that like it's not really there.
Have you been believing longer than you thought you'd hold out?
No, I wouldn't say that, because I really, so my thing is like in being a rapper, it's not even in being a rapper. I really got a lot to say. Like I have a lot to say and I just want to say those things. So I won't say that like I've been holding on to being a rapper for that long. I've just been doing my thing kind of like You know what I mean? I've been just doing what would make sense for me to say what I want to say. But because also in the other things I've done, they were things I could say things. Like I did radio, like I was a writer, like I was a photographer, like professionally at places. And I was taking photos of things that really meant things. Like I had a voice, you know what I mean? So my thing has always just been that.
But those are artistic talents.
Are artistic, but I also, I was going to,
but they weren't the thing. They weren't the,
it was the point of like the word, the messaging.
That's why like this podcast to me, like you asked like, oh, is it weird? Like, it's like a journal to me. I just want to have a conversation and get the thoughts out of my head. And then people happen to listen to it. That's why it's almost weird when people like what I do. Because it's like, you feel like vulnerable. I want to say like naked, but you know what I mean? You're like, oh, you know so much about me that I don't know about you.
Absolutely. Right. There is a vulnerability to it, but I actually like vulnerability. So it's like my thing.
You sound like a cool guy at a bar trying to pick up a like, vulnerability is my thing. Like no, I understand. That's why this is, I don't ask questions like this, but at the end of your first EP, the second song on it, you have a clip about love, about like being like addicted to love. Like,
wait, what are you talking about? Self-love?
No, before that, I have it written down. I'm gonna make sure I don't fuck it up. On McCarthy Park.
Oh, on Love is Love.
Yeah. At the end is like a clip talking about love. Mm-hmm. And like what it is and how it can be. And that's why this is so weird, but I wanted to ask like, what is your relationship to that? Like to love? Yeah.
That's a great question. Okay, so for one, love is so vast that's hard to answer. But I feel like love is like the most important thing in human existence. I feel like that just in general, like even like the respect you have for people or like how you carry yourself or how you dress or how you talk, all of that to me, it's like the basis of it is love. If it's love for yourself, if it's love, the love you received growing up, the love that you receive every day, just everything is love to me.
How is love created?
I don't fucking know.
That's a real shit that I'm serious. I know that sounds like a weird stoner question.
That's a high-ass question.
It is, but it's true. Like you were saying, all right, we're talking about blind faith and being an artist. You kind of have to have blind faith and love too. There's very few things in life that aren't tangible.
Yeah, but I think, okay, so not to get deep or go this way.
We can get deep.
But I don't want to go this way. But I feel like it's all from like God and the creation of everything. So like, I think it's like a natural thing. Like a baby could just give love. Like it's because we are of that. Like we're from, you know what I'm saying?
I
like,
do.
It's just like how, this is a weird comparison, but how we just naturally know to like drink. You know what I mean? Nobody teaches you that. You just know that.
No, and that's why it's funny that you're like, you don't want to go down that path because I've gone down that path heavy in this podcast. And I just did shout out the Danza Project. I just went down to Miami to do their podcast. We talked about God heavy for the whole thing. And it's one of those things that I love talking about, but feels weird afterwards because everyone has a different relationship to it. Yeah. So they don't get what you're saying when you're talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's too many. Not too many maybe, but there's so many interpretations. And like, so people feel like polar about it. You know what I mean? I don't really like, I'm this way, but I don't really get that much time into shit to, you know what I'm saying? So if we're talking about this, about God, let's say, and then I say something that I truly believe, and then I just meet a person who doesn't feel that way, I don't feel like having a conversation about it. Like you know, it's like, I just really was talking about it that day. Like I don't even want to do it.
When I was younger, and I'm young, but when I was younger, I would love to argue people on their ideas. And I think this podcast, people would probably want me to argue on something, but it's like, I'm not trying to change anyone's beliefs. I
just want to hear you.
Exactly. Because I want to be closer to people I align with and farther away from people I don't. So I know, oh, you don't think like I do. All right.
Right. That's all. Like that's the
I'm not
same
trying to
as
change
me. I don't want to. I was just saying that to somebody the other day when we were talking about communication. And they were saying like the point of communication is to get your point across to the to make somebody agree with you. And I'm like, that's not the point at all.
No.
Like the point is just like, I just want to hear you out so I can see what I'm gonna do next. Like if I want to be around you or if I agree and align with that or not.
That is, and that is, conversation is trying to get a point across.
It's not.
It's not at all, because I like agreeing with people. Like I don't want to argue with people. I want to agree with people. Right. I don't like confrontational
and for
people.
me, I like to learn. So even if I don't agree, can you tell me more? Like I don't, or like maybe I don't think that because I don't even know. There was a point, like when you're growing up, you're like forced learning. And then there's a point where you like lose a love for learning. And then some people never find the love again for learning, but some people do. And that's a beautiful thing, is like the second round of knowledge that you can get. That's so interesting. I don't relate to that. I wasn't raised like that. My mom raised me like, I wasn't forced to learn really. I mean, by teachers, like,
school structure.
Yeah, of course. But I think because of the way the way I was raised, like at home, my mom would let me question just anything because I think that's why I like to learn still, because I was able to question stuff. But in school, I would question stuff because like,
what do you mean? How were you raised? Like,
just my mom would like just be like, is that or is that just what they said and we're just going with it about everything? Like even like
to a detrimental level.
On every level, like even to, this is silly, but even to like birthday, she would be like, I don't know that I was really born that day. I was a baby.
Oh, shit.
So everything was like, I'm going with this, but I don't.
So then you're just questioning everything.
I question everything still. Because even words, it's like, I have this concept of like raising a kid. I don't have kids, but raising a kid and just teaching them words. I'm not going to do this, but teaching them words that are other things. Like this would be a cow, and then a computer would be like a sheep. And let's see what's important, because that's only that, because we all just go with it. Like, and that's how I was raised. Like,
I think that probably goes to the nurture versus like the parents' life versus outside life. Because the second that kid's like, I'm holding a cow right now, he's going to get his ass kicked and he'll learn real quick. That's not a cow.
That's not a cow at all.
Do you think that's why? Because I feel like you have a very good grasp of questioning everything. I don't even know how. I don't want to even put words to it, but it makes sense now listening to your music that you're like questioning everything, trying to figure everything out, like the words and like diving deeper into it.
Yeah, because I just feel like, so to be real honest, I feel like everything is boring as fuck, just in general. And it's like, why is this like that? Like I love Elon Musk because I feel like, in Kanye West and just people who make shit like one time I heard Kanye say like, why are the art like the ways of a door that shape? Why can't they be another shape? Like, just shit like we're just going with shit. Like this has been this way for forever.
There's a decision that I feel like in this, like, that you don't have to go with the norms, that life can be like, no one tells you can do your own thing. You can be like, 4 people this week have DM'd me. How do you do your lifestyle? How do you just do it? Like, you don't have to, how do you travel? How do you have a podcast? How do you do stand up?
Okay, how do you manage so much?
It's or whatever. It's just like you do it. You don't have to have a 9 to 5, and then you don't have to have the white picket fence and the family. And then you can create your own path.
You can just make what you want. Right. That's literally how I was raised. And like, even I agree, like so many people are stuck in structures and just like,
that's so funny that I feel like Elon Musk gets a lot of hate now.
He does.
It's Kanye gets a lot of hate too.
Yeah, he does. But I'm not even just talking about them. I mean, I'm even like fascinated by the people who first created things. Like, wow. Like,
I think about that with language, like creating.
Wow, you thought differently. Thank you.
And then it's all kind of down to like creating a business. Like when you think of a country, it was kind of like someone like created a business.
And even to the thought of like, let's keep doors this shape so that people know the standard of doors.
And then the
This is
language
the
you have to
business
make
of it.
everybody. Yeah.
I agree. This is how I think.
And then there's the universal like music. No, but true. Like you were just over in Europe.
Yeah.
Was that your first time over there?
That was my first time. The only place I've ever been before these legs of the tour was like Toronto.
Oh wow. So you got to go over and people were like knew your stuff and
crazy.
That must have been beautiful.
It was amazing. People who don't even speak English and shit just like saying lyrics, and like this one girl tripped me out. I forgot where I was, but after I got off, so I would like get off the stage and then go to my merch table and like, you know, talk to people, sell shit, whatever, take pictures. And she couldn't speak English. So she just grabbed me and she was just like, wow. It was for a long time. I was like, damn, this is fire.
She just loved you.
She didn't have words because she didn't speak English.
But it's just she loved the sonic, the music. Right. Exactly. It doesn't matter about did you have a show? Like you got over there and you had a show right away?
Yeah, we had a show the first day we got there.
You guys travel so much. Like I don't know how you do. The reason I don't know how you guys do it so much.
Yeah,
like,
it's a lot. When I first started, I was like fucking exhausted. Just in general, like not first started this tour, but just first started traveling so much. I'm like, I don't know, like even the time changes and shit. But
you think you build up a tolerance to it?
Let me tell you what I did. I actively took like 2 months. This may be fucked up, and made myself stay up until 4 a.m. every day. So now wherever I am, I'm fine because I have energy until 4 a.m. in America.
You forced
like so like, you know, so I would wake up at like, because I didn't have a job, like you know what I mean? Yeah. So I would sleep at like, wake up at like 10 or 11, then do my day and then be up until 4.
It makes sense because I think like, damn, I'm so tired. I don't know how I do it. But then I see you guys and you work harder. And then A.A. Rashid was like, you got to think about a president, how much they're traveling around. Like you can force yourself to do that, but you really have to like get it.
And you have to, I think it's like I had to get myself used to not being in a structure just in general. Like it's 12, we should have lunch. Like, you know, just
how do you
stuff
perform
like
to top quality then?
I get rest. I know that sounds like I don't, but I do. I am the most taking a nap person you'll ever meet.
I'm gonna high five you on that one. This motherfucker gets I'll sleep for 15 minutes and wake back up. Like
I'm good. It's time to go. So that's how. And also I feel like I don't try to, but I live I'm calm. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really give that much energy until I'm on stage anyway.
Were you always calm or was that a learned
thing? No, I wasn't always calm. I didn't learn it. It was kind of just like I grew up and just, you know, there's no, like my grandma one time was like, if you stop talking and being so outward, you'll realize like people know more about you than you know about them. And I always thought about myself as being a rapper eventually. So I always wanted people to know so much about me when I was a rapper. So I didn't want it to be when I was like
a rapper eventually.
Yeah.
That's such a fun, like I had a friend who I was always like, I want to be a comedian. He'd be like, say you are a comedian. Don't say like you want to be, say you are that thing. And then you kind of live towards it.
Well, I do get that. And I do agree with that. But for me, it's not a but, because I do agree with that. Wow. So I think when I just said that, it was just like, because I was doing it for so long and I did other things in the meantime. And then it was like, but the point is to be a rapper.
So you're signed to Drumwork. You said this was the first time you got signed?
Yeah.
What do you think changed? What changed in you? What changed in
since being signed? No,
that pushed you, like you had been doing it for so long. What do you think finally changed? That
like what clicked that made it work?
Yeah.
I could honestly say that I got serious about it, because after a while it was like I was doing it for so long and I was like, this is just something I do, like, you know. So I stopped like I I know it comes off like I was, but I mean within myself, like I was just rapping. But then I got serious about it, and then
How do you take yourself seriously?
But so this is also what it was. Seeing I had mad conversations with Benny, and he was like, "No, shit is about to be really happening." So it stopped. That's why I took myself more serious. And I'll answer your question, but it was like this stopped being something that I was just doing because I knew how to do it. Now I'm back to having now it's real again. You know what I mean? Now I'm back to the feeling of when I used to, like when I was younger, I rapped I was doing shit with a sense of like I was going somewhere. Then after a while and being in Buffalo and it was like no outlets, I started like, I'm just doing this now. Now I'm going to do other shit. But having those conversations with Benny made me feel like, okay, now it's real again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I took myself more serious in just being consistent, really. And that's really it. Just consistency.
Were you at those points when you weren't before you did that? Did you think you were taking yourself seriously, or did you know you were bullshitting?
Yeah, I know I was bullshitting. I was bullshitting because I was just trying to stay present. It was more of that. I was trying to stay like y'all could still see our rap. It wasn't like I was.
What made you take that trip to New York with Skis?
Skis?
Yeah.
That's what made me take it. Cause okay. Because I'll tell you, for me, I had just lost my debit card. Like a couple days before we got the text to come out there, I just lost my debit card and I was waiting for a new one. So when we got the address or the text to come out to New York, I was like, Skis, I can't go. Like, I don't have money. Like, I got money, but I don't. And
Con had invited you guys to go out there, just for people listening.
Oh, right.
Because I was just like, I was like, wait,
yeah. So, yeah. And Skis was like, love, I promise you, if you don't go, I'm talking about you for the rest of your life. And I was like, okay. So that's really what it was. But I started taking myself seriously before that already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I had already began taking myself serious again when I made Love Is Love, which is what you were talking about with McCarthy Park. So the stuff with Conway, that was probably like 2 years after that. So I had already been taking myself serious for like 2 years.
So the talks with Benny were those 2 years beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he believed in you to have those talks about taking yourself seriously because it's about to be the next step.
Yeah. Benny, he definitely, I've had so many conversations with Benny. Like, I've known them since I was like 14, 13, like, because I've been rapping. And
did you meet them in Buffalo or Atlanta? In
Buffalo. One of my business partners, Stove, him and DJ Shay went to high school together, and him and my Stove and my mom grew up together. So when I started working with Stove, the first real studio he took me to was DJ Shay's studio, and Benny was already there, and I was like 12 or 13.
Wow.
So, like, I'm saying that to say, like, Benny saw me and, like, you know, he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know with him at that time?
Yeah. What? Benny is like, yes, like, Benny is a person. That's when I'm saying, like, I just wanted to stay present when I wasn't really taking myself serious, but it was like, y'all know I know how to rap. So let me just show y'all I'm still out here rapping.
Mm-hmm.
That was really, for me, it was really because Benny's so consistent. Like, Benny's been consistent as an artist since I was like, for as long as I could really remember, like since I was probably like 15, like, you know what I'm saying? So, and then talking to Benny, just seeing him and like, even just seeing him or whatever, he'll be like, what you got going on? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't want to say I just work at Office Depot, like, or some weird shit.
No, 100%.
So I'm just going like, I mean, I do probably forget I didn't, but also I got this song. So like, you know,
but
like
what,
that.
Other than Buffalo not having an outlet, because you're saying Benny stayed consistent throughout that time, like what made you kind of lose your passion to then come back into it? And do you mind handing me that water? Thanks.
So I never lost my passion. That was the thing. I kept my passion. It wasn't working out for me. And Whereas, I mean, I can't really speak on Benny's life and business, but I didn't really do street stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to have a job. Like I never wanted that. So I was just like, I have to do something else. You know, it was more of that, but the passion was still always there.
Yeah. And that's crazy that you kept it, because some people do lose it. Or do you think people really lose their passion?
No, I don't think people lose their passion. I think that life gets the best of people, because like it almost happened to me. Like, you know, just like if I wasn't cool with Benny, well, not, I can't even say that, because just being from Buffalo and I see Benny and them, I would have got back serious in general. But if I wasn't like, if I didn't see an outlet, I would have just like, I started coding and doing tech shit, which I love. I love that.
Oh, really?
But I would have just done that. Like, that's just what I would have been doing. And I would have been this same creative talent.
Do you think there would be a voice in the back of your head?
I still, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think you lose your passion. I think life just, you gotta live.
To those times when you're on stage, it doesn't matter where, but in Europe, does that feel like, is that believable to the old you?
Yeah, that's just crazy. That's really what I always think about. Like, damn, I even talk about it sometimes when we were just in Toronto, and I was just saying, because the last time I performed in Toronto, I was like 15. I got booed as fuck.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I got booed.
What happened?
I don't
That's
remember.
so horrible. That's so horrible. To boo a 15-year-old
as fuck in
in
Toronto.
Yo, I would have been throwing hands at that audience.
Hell no, I think I cried. Like,
yeah, that's horrible.
But at the show the other day, it was just, I said it like, damn, this is the last time I was here, I got booed. Like,
that's crazy.
But so yeah, like to my younger self, it's like, damn, like, you know, you're on the right path.
And you were doing shows in Toronto at 15.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I'm saying that I was rapping, I'm not saying that I was just going to the studio. Like, I was trying to get a deal, going to labels, getting turned down, going to open mics, traveling, going to different cities, going to conventions, going to A3C, going to, like, I was doing all of the stuff, but it was just like, you know, it was always like a kind of a feeling of like, where is the hype, kind of, you know what I'm saying? It was no real buzz for the place.
What was the first
and it was
time?
like before the internet, like, you know.
What was the first time you felt hype? Like, what was the first time that you were like, oh, it's actually starting to come to fruition?
Just in my life, I would say like during MySpace times, I had a song. I actually don't remember which song.
Did you go by Love the Genius?
On MySpace, I was Platinum. My name was Platinum. I changed my name to Love the Genius, or I changed my name to Love when I was like 17. The Genius part came recently, but I had a song on MySpace that, like, you know how on MySpace, did you have MySpace?
No.
Damn.
How old do you think I am?
Like, first of all, this is gonna make me think about how old is MySpace, but I think that you're like 24.
That's perfect.
Are you 24?
I'm 24. Most people guess.
How old is MySpace?
Did you have a MySpace? Oh, I didn't get Facebook till late. I was a loser.
Okay.
No one wanted to be my friend anyway.
Okay, that's different. Okay. So MySpace existed.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So on MySpace.
He had a MySpace, so at least that.
Right. I was in, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I was in high school.
People always think
I was in, see, I don't fucking know. But also, okay, the point is I had a song on MySpace and a lot of people were putting it on their pages, because on MySpace you could like
have an anthem. Yeah.
Yeah, like you could do something and then that song is on your page. And I had a song that had it was on a lot of people's pages. So at that point I was like, oh, okay, this is lit. Like, it's working out. Or at least I thought it was going somewhere, or I felt like I could do it.
How about on this, what you're on now?
Okay, so now I just I never really had a feeling of like this is it. Like I felt like that just when Benny was talking to me just those years ago.
Yeah.
So, but it wasn't like a thing that I accomplished or anything. It was just like a because like I said, I have my own passion and drive, and like I hype myself up. Like I'm real gassed by myself about myself.
You should be.
So, like, I don't
that's the whole
really-
point. You have
know
to
what I
think you're the
mean?
best.
So there's not really a thing where it's like people made me feel like something was happening. It was kind of like just them talking to me.
No, but you can do something yourself that proves to yourself, oh, I'm doing something.
I just started being consistent. That's really what it was for me, because for me, my consistency showed my passion, or like I was recommitted to my dream.
Consistency is the number one thing.
Yeah.
Quality is important. 100%. You have to have something. But when people like ask me, it's I don't miss a week. I don't stop. You can't stop. Like, you think anyone in any other profession stops?
Right.
Like takes, they don't. You have to just be consistent.
Right. Literally, even if you don't know what you're doing. And that's
because that's how you learn.
That's what I'm saying that made me feel like that, because in other years, it would be like, well, this is not doing anything anyway. So like, you know what I mean? Just even if something wasn't working out for me at that moment, just me staying consistent made me feel like, okay, I'm doing it.
And having that blind faith.
Yeah.
Because I had one of my worst months after one of my best months. And I knew people who stopped after that. But it's like, you just have to keep, it doesn't matter because you're doing it for yourself.
Right.
You're not doing it for anyone else.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Like I gas myself. Like I don't really, because also you can't, for me, what I'm saying about like, I love vulnerability is kind of like, you can't give or take from me because I already, I've accepted myself.
I love that sentiment, and it's true, because it doesn't matter what anyone says. It doesn't matter positive or negative,
like
kind of what people exactly like. And it's funny, I've had some talks with Benny and Con that they said some things, and it's like, it's cool when other people see what you see in yourself. That's the thing. Yeah. When you're like, oh, you get what I'm trying, like you get what I'm trying to go for. Right. And that's the beautiful thing.
Exactly.
Did you know Con through all that?
Yeah, I've known Conway. Like I said, since I was working at Shea Studio, like they were always there. Yeah. Like I don't know when they started working with Shea, but when I started working at Shea Studio, because I never was signed to him or anything, I would just record there. They were always there. So yeah. Because you were saying the Benny talks, but you have you're signed to Drumwork. You got the Drumwork. So me and Conway didn't talk as much, but we know each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's an interesting point, because we talk the same, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's the same type of relationship, but we talk like you talk as often, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting.
That was when he invited you guys to the studio. That was kind of like the Drumwork when you. No, well, that was like when did you become Drumwork?
I think that's when he decided that we were going to do it. But for me, in like 2000 and maybe like 2019, Conway would be hitting me up or seeing me out and then be like, we gonna do Drumwork. So he already had the Drumwork concept, but he didn't really have I
had no idea about that.
So that's what I'm saying. But I think Skis and I made him like, okay, I'm doing it now at that studio, but he already had the Drumwork thing, and he already was telling me, like, you know what I mean? But we weren't having real conversations. And then we did have a real conversation at his crib, and he was like, yeah, I want you and Skis. Let me tell you this story, because people don't know. Conway was like, yeah, I want you and Skis, but I don't really, like, I hit Skis up, but I don't really got a relationship type shit or whatever. So I was like, I know Skis, because like, and Skis was having an event. It was a fire ass event too in Buffalo. And I just went to the event to support it. But I also was like, listen, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but Conway want to work with you. And I've been recording at his crib. This is before we went to this, because we went to that New York trip because we'd already been recording at his house.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't like y'all signed or I want to, it was just like, let's see how y'all work type shit.
Yeah, because Skis was saying it was almost like a test.
Right.
Like if you can come to New York and make it,
then you want it.
Then you want it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because other than that, we were just hitting him up a lot, trying to get in the studio, come to his crib, let him hear our shit.
And I love what he did. I'm so happy that it's you and Ski. Like the drum work is what it is, because it's not what people would expect it to be. It's so much better than that.
That's
like
right.
You know what
dope,
because I think people will be like, oh, is he going to sign people like him? But no, he signed dope artists that bring their own thing and also highlight a different part of Buffalo. Like
that's a fact. And I personally am really happy that it's Skis and Conway and like people that I know, you know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't imagine going through this shit, just not this shit, like, but just this music industry shit and just like having to, even how we were talking about traveling and shit, just with strangers or people who I don't really, who
like just have your money in mind.
Yeah, like they just have your brand and your what you could do for them in mind. So like, I think it's dope. And then for me, it's like these guys always been talented, but it's more dope to me that I know them.
And now, do you feel like if you were given this success is such a weird word, but this success at a younger age, you wouldn't have been able to handle it? Like, are you happy it's happening now? Do you look back at that time with regret or?
No, I feel like I would have definitely been able to handle it because I was fire as a kid. Just like as a younger person, I was like, I've been this way. But I do think that it would have been different. Like I had a different energy about myself and, it was like less experienced, but I still would have been able to handle it. It just would have been different. Like I would have had more hands in, like my mom, and just like, because my mom was like there with me a lot coming up. So I think that's would have been different. It would have been less of my own direction.
Was it was it positive or negative having her like question the industry?
My mom?
Yeah, because you said she would question everything, and I feel like that might be good to like not trust. Yeah, because people were probably trying to screw you over at a young age.
They were sometimes. I think that was positive. That was definitely positive. I feel like just in general, though, there is a line you have to have with questioning things that I have, like, just because I'm so curious that I do understand sometimes you gotta just let shit rock. Like, you gotta say, I'm not gonna question every single thing. So yes, it's good to question things though. I think so.
Was it tough? You just dropped a Self-Love 2, which is I love that. We were just bumping down the way. I love that project. That's awesome. Shout out all the features. Shout out Shots and Flea. But I was talking to Skis about this, where it's like you sign and then it takes you have to realize how you drop music. Like you can't just like drop a project right away.
Facts.
Was that like the patience to drop a project is probably hard when you are sitting on it? Just
the for me, I don't know. I think it's just the learning curve for me, more of like just the difference in how you could drop shit. Like before you still could, but it's just gonna come off not how you may want to. Like you may not, like now I understand that this is actually impactful. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I kind of still do things the same way, but I don't want to. Now I'm in a different playing field.
Yeah.
It's more of that feeling.
Because I'm not in the music world, so I don't know how it works. And that really like blew my mind, like seeing God Don't Make Mistakes drop 4 years after, you know what I mean? Debut album 4 years, 5 years after, like even the idea of like, this is your first project under Drumwork.
Yeah.
And like you had the idea back in 20.
This is this is just building up to my debut for Drumwork. Death of Deuce is going to be my Drumwork debut.
Oh, wow. So this was independent?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So do you have that? Like, is it done?
It's done. Yeah.
How does it feel sitting on something like that?
So
come on.
I don't feel crazy about it because I do feel like, because I have other projects lined up that I'm working on, that I'm able to change it. Like I still have time. Like I don't feel, because I feel like if I would have made it and then I would have had to be stuck with that, because I'm not stuck with it yet, but I would have created new music. I probably would have wanted to change it. So I feel like it sucks. Just it's a crazy feeling just having it because I want everybody to hear it. But in the meantime, I'm putting out other shit and I could still work on it.
Is it hard to like? Are you hard on yourself?
Yeah.
Overly?
No.
Is it hard to like sit on that and then like you probably keep making songs? I don't know, but like every time I write a joke, I'm like, that's better than the last joke I wrote. Like that. So it's like, do you just keep wanting to change it? Like putting this song in instead
definitely
of this song?
Always changing it, always updating it. But some shit is just like, I think that's how you get to the best product though, unless you're just like overly critical.
That's why I asked if it was good or bad, because sometimes you can be overly critical and then you like hold your stuff in and then you want to perfect it so much that you don't even care. Yeah,
I also like have other people who I trust to just take it away. So that's where my like I don't even want to say, but it's like I don't edit things from the podcast unless someone really wants it to or incriminate someone. You know what I mean? I'll edit something, but I don't edit it because I want people to see the imperfections. I just want them to see what it is. So it's not like, oh, what did he do? Like, it's just it. This is a moment in time. This is it. If I stall on a question, they see it. If not, like, because I was the person that was overly critical to the point of holding myself back. And I kind of had to force myself to just be like, nope, it's either all or nothing. Yeah, I feel like I used to be overly critical, but I feel like I stopped once I realized, like, I don't remember when it was, but some shit is just, to me, subpar and people love it. So it's like, you never know, you know? And what are you really doing it for? For me, it's like, if I got what I'm saying across, does it really matter? Like, am I now changing it or whatever for people? Or did I not say what, like, if I didn't say what I want to say, I'm going to change it. But if it's like, now I'm just changing it for like, I don't know if I want people to hear it. It's like, fuck it. I said it. That. When you get to travel and do you get to enjoy it? Yeah, I like well, I get to enjoy traveling, but you don't get to explore. No. Yeah, it's that's like, what I meant. Like when at least on tour, you're working. Yeah, because you're about to be able to take a break a little bit. Well, I'm gonna take a different route. It's not a real break. I just won't be on tour. What's the next time you get to take a break? I don't really know. I actually don't even really want to take a break until like I feel like because I still don't feel like I'm like established as a new artist. So I feel like I just want to work until I feel. You don't feel like you're established as a new artist? No. I thought you were gonna say I'm not established as an artist, but you don't. No, I feel like I'm established as an artist. I don't feel like the people know as a new artist. Really? Yeah. Is that something you tell yourself to like keep yourself pushing, or you really don't I really think feel people... like I'm not established as a new artist. I feel like people in Europe who don't even speak English are holding you and going, wow. I agree. I agree. But I mean, like, I just always think about new artists. Like, I think about people who I was fans of, or I am a fan of, and like what I remember seeing. And I think about like how J. Cole did the tour for $1 and shit. I ain't do that yet. I didn't do a $7 tour. Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, that's like established. Do you see an artist that you look up to their trajectory the most? Drake. I like Drake. That's not who I would have guessed you said. Why? I thought you would say, I don't know. I wouldn't assume that. Who would you think I would say? Cole or why? Like, because Drake is very good at playing the part he is and being malleable. Okay, good sentence. Okay, I don't see you as like, I see from our conversation, you seem very like you believe in yourself. You don't need everyone else. Like, you don't need to be malleable. Like, you know what you want to do. And that seems more of like a Cole or a Kendrick than a Drake, who's like, whatever the industry needs me to do, I will. And that is how you get to the top. There's nothing against that. But I mean, the trajectory of, so I mean, like, for me, it's like, I like how Drake is such a public figure, but he's also, to me, just Drake. Like, you know what I'm saying? To me, J. Cole is J. Cole, but I don't really know that much about him outside of that. For me, like, he even talks about that like on that Dreamville project they just put out. Like,
that was so good.
That was fire. But and then for me, Kendrick is amazing. Like I love Kendrick Lamar. I love J. Cole. I love all these guys. But it's like for me, Kendrick is like, I feel like I don't know that much about him too. And I also feel like the two of them make their music and kind of go away, kind of. But I'm saying with Drake, he's just
all yeah.
Like
he doesn't take himself seriously.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't either really. I do take myself serious.
That's
serious, I just feel like we're all just humans. Like,
yeah, having fun. You got to enjoy it. No, I get that. There was a point where I didn't like Drake, but you know what? Certified Lover Boy changed my mind on Drake. And people are like, that's such a shit album.
That's interesting.
But it made me realize, he doesn't take himself seriously. Okay. He's just having fun.
He's just having
That's
good time.
That's a fun album.
Right.
And I liked it because it was fun. Like Donda was, people are gonna get so mad at me. I probably shouldn't even say this. Donda was too forced. It was like too much was tried to put into it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I like that. It's like for me, and I don't know if I should say this, like for me, Kendrick to me seems like he has to fight against trying something new every time.
Yeah.
I don't want that pressure. You know, if I want to try something new, I would like the space to be able to, like Drake, but I don't want you to think like what I think people think of Kendrick, which is like, I have to hear this to hear the new thing he did.
Well, that's why I really respected the new Dreamville album, is because Cole can just have fun with it. Yeah. Like that first stick with Sheck West
Cole
and
does
all
a good job of not taking himself so serious all the time too.
Like that. And then all the Ari Lennox tracks, or you shared the amazing Blackberry Sap song, but the other one, Come Down, is fire too. Both those. Yeah.
I love Ari Lennox. Yeah.
I've always wanted to see her live.
Same.
I got to see SZA live. That was pretty cool.
That's fire too.
I love R&B.
Me too.
He has a female friend that said, I listen to a lot of bitch music, and it's just because I listen to a lot of R&B.
Wait, who do you listen to? Let's talk about it.
Like, I love who does she even consider? Like, I like the Ari Lennoxes and the Brent Faiyazes.
Me too.
And
damn, that is bitch music.
Yeah,
I'm just joking. That's a vibe though. Me too. That's the music
I love Kevin Gates.
That's not R&B.
So I know that is. No, ladies love Kevin Gates. I went to a Kevin Gates concert and it was 97% lesbian couples and me. And I love Kevin Gates, but he's fire.
He is fire.
He says some crazy shit though.
Kevin Gates is amazing.
See, that makes me happy. I didn't even expect you to listen to like the poppier stuff.
Why?
Dude, you don't give. Come on, you can't make me feel.
Do more interviews and shit.
Yeah, you do.
I understand.
Yeah, you're like, I want to be Drake. I want people to know me, but you're staying.
No, don't talk to me. But, I listen to more R&B than rap.
Well, you're a great singer too.
Thanks.
I love your singing music too. He was like, damn, she fucking sings. Yeah.
So
do you want to go more into that?
I just want to make music, whatever that is. I definitely want to sing more, but I don't want to just be expected to. Yeah.
But Drake's expected to do shit.
But see, Drake could also not. And it's okay.
You're going to have a British accent in 2 years.
I may pick up Toronto.
No, I get that. Now I understand why more you say Drake. And I'm happy you're doing interviews, because I would love to watch more interviews from you, because this was fun as fuck, like talking.
Thanks. Yeah.
And we're going to tonight. This is the first interview. This is the only interview I'm doing in Chicago.
Fire.
Because you thought I was from Buffalo. We're not in Buffalo. We're not in Massachusetts. We're in Chicago for the first Griselda show of the Claire's Back tour.
Yes.
Crazy. And you're performing on it.
I'm definitely performing on it, and I'm smoking every show. I'm a smoke every show, but I mean, I'm smoking the stage.
I was about to be like, that's such a weird. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm performing tonight. You can see me at all the other shows smoking in the back. No, but you're definitely because I've seen you. I don't know how many times I've run into a bunch of times, but I've seen you perform and you kill it every time.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Where?
Man, how many con shows have we been to?
I remember you at like one.
I think we officially met at his birthday party,
Yeah, that's true.
but I've seen you at other
That's
shows.
why you're from Buffalo. Why were you there? Like,
I don't know. You ask Kyle why he fucks with me so much. I don't know. I don't know.
In Buffalo, just
No, it was the one in New York
okay.
at the album listening party
at Soho House.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was.
I thought you meant his birthday party in Buffalo.
Oh no, they didn't invite me
Bro,
to that one. You weren't at Benny's birthday party when they had the smoke event and the strippers and all that.
No, but that sounds like a good.
So
time.
it was a smoke event.
Was that in
like
Buffalo?
Rochester.
Okay.
We'll
Were
end
you
on
there?
the. Yes, I was there.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been around. We're on episode 200. Skis was episode, I think, 46.
Oh damn, you're working.
Yeah, I do. It's all in under 2 years. I was doing 3 a week before I went on tour. Now I'm doing 2 a week.
Fire.
But so it was like a event, like a smoke event where they had tables set up, all this for Benny's
Like
birthday.
vendors?
All
Okay.
that. Thousands of people, right? They all leave. They bring in the strippers. They didn't clean the floor. The strippers are twerking on the dirty floor. I find the dude who runs the event hall and ask him, like, what is this place? Like, there's strippers and weed and we're just smoking. It was a center for autistic children.
Dude.
I
Why did this go there?
We're
Wait,
talking
was
about
it active like in the daytime?
yeah, like the next day they're cleaning out the pussy juice and smoke dust.
Wow.
So
Hey man,
you're asking why I got
Business.
invited to these things.
business. That's
That's how
wild.
we
You were
got
just
there.
there. Wow. Okay.
There was
hilarious.
a point. There was a point for us. That's how we're ending this. You got to go to sound check.
Tickets on sale now. Love is love. I mean, love is love. Self love too on all streaming platforms.
I apologize for my knees. Peace, everyone.